In the ancient land of Israel, during a time when judges ruled the people, a prophecy was spoken. A child would be born, chosen by God before he even drew breath, destined to deliver his people from the grasp of their enemies. His name was Samson. He was blessed with a strength that wasn't born of human effort, but flowed directly from the Spirit of the Lord. From his earliest days, Samson's divine power was undeniable. He single-handedly tore a lion apart as if it were a young goat. With nothing but the jawbone of a donkey, he struck down an entire army. His name became a legend, a symbol of hope for the Israelites. But for all his incredible physical strength, Samson harbored a profound weakness, one that resided not in his body, but in his heart. His journey led him to the valley of Sorek, where he met a woman named Delilah. Her beauty was captivating, her charm irresistible, and her nature cunning. The Philistine rulers, Samson's sworn enemies, saw an opportunity. They approached Delilah with a tempting offer. Discover the secret of Samson's immense strength, and each of us will give you 1,100 pieces of silver. The lure of wealth was too great, and Delilah agreed to their treacherous plan. Night after night, with soft words and alluring glances, she prodded him. "Tell me, Samson," she would whisper, "what is the source of your great strength? How can you be bound so that you might be subdued?" At first, Samson played along, testing her with lies. "If you tie me with 7 fresh bowstrings that have not been dried," he told her, "I will become as weak as any other man." So, while he slept, she bound him. But when the Philistines arrived, he snapped the bowstrings as if they were threads touched by fire. She persisted. He lied again. But Delilah's resolve was unyielding. Her constant pressure began to wear down the strongest man on earth. Finally, she resorted to emotional manipulation. "How can you say, 'I love you,' when your heart is not with me?" She wept, her tears a weapon against his resolve. Day after day, she pressed him until his soul was vexed to death. Worn down and desperate, Samson finally surrendered his secret. "A razor has never come upon my head," he confessed, "for I have been a Nazirite to God from my mother's womb. If my head were shaved, then my strength would leave me and I would become weak like any other man." That night, as Samson slept soundly on her lap, Delilah called for a man to come and shave the 7 locks of his hair. As the last lock fell to the ground, his divine strength vanished. She cried out, "The Philistines are upon you, Samson." He awoke, confident as always, thinking, "I will go out as at other times and shake myself free." But he did not know that the Lord had departed from him. The Philistines seized him. In a brutal act of vengeance, they gouged out his eyes and took him to Gaza. There, the once mighty warrior was bound with bronze chains and forced to grind grain like a common prisoner. But in the darkness of his cell, a small miracle began. His hair started to grow again. Sometime later, the Philistine rulers held a great festival to honor their god. "Dagon, our god has delivered our enemy into our hands," they cheered. To entertain the massive crowd, they brought out the blind and broken Samson for mockery. Amid the jeers, Samson spoke to the servant guiding him. "Position me so I can feel the pillars that support this temple, that I may lean against them." Then Samson uttered one last, desperate prayer. "O sovereign Lord, remember me. Please strengthen me just this once so I can avenge myself on the Philistines for my 2 eyes." Placing one hand on each of the central pillars, he summoned every last ounce of his returning power. "Let me die with the Philistines," he roared. With a final, monumental push, the temple collapsed, burying thousands, including Samson himself. In his death, he defeated more of his enemies than he ever had in his entire life. Samson's story is a powerful epic of strength and weakness, of divine calling and human failure. It's a sobering reminder that even the most gifted among us can fall when we allow our hearts to stray. But it also shows that God's purpose can be fulfilled even through our brokenness. If you are moved by this incredible story and want to explore the full account of Samson and Delilah, along with countless other powerful narratives from the Holy Bible, we invite you to listen to it in audio format. Immerse yourself in these timeless stories anytime, anywhere, and let God's Word inspire and strengthen your spirit. Check the link in the description to get started. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.